If you are suffering right now, this video is for you. Suffering. Oh my God, it's bad. You're suffering. It's bad. I should feel bad about you. When you're suffering, what's happening? It's thickening up your skin. Your skin is getting thicker. Your character is being built. So suffering is like the fire that shapes the iron. It's like the pressure that shapes the diamond. I was raised in a wealthy family, I would say. But always felt like I was weak. I was weak because I never went through this suffering, through this fire. So I decided to leave my hometown and my family and the guard of my dad. And I went to Australia, traveled to another country. So English is not even my first language. When I got there, I realized how hard the reality is that you should go through suffering. If I stayed here, I'm back in my hometown right now, just spending a little season after 6 years being alone in the world. Alone, you're never alone. So the message is you gotta go through suffering. And if you are in the suffering right now, something is gonna come out, a diamond. What happens when you go through suffering in a martial art? You get a new belt. If you stay long in the suffering, you get a new belt. You graduate yourself. So I went. And I went there and I started to work to make my own money. And I started to have the freedom too. So I started to use drugs, to drink alcohol, because I was free. Nobody tell me what to do. So I went down that path that I thought I was the man. I thought I'm good. Everything is fine. I got my daddy. Daddy helped me. By the moment I decide to cut him off, I mean, like, you know what? I need to level up. I need to become a man. That's when I start to suffer. That's when I start to develop myself, my character. Now, I don't even need him anymore. So when I'm around that safety environment, I can see that weakness. So if you are in a safe environment, it's shaping you to be weak. You should be in a challenge right now. Why? And why? I'm going to tell why you should be in a challenge, suffering right now. And why, when you're not suffering, you don't please God. God is not happy with you because you know what you need to please God? Have faith. And when there's no challenge, there is no faith. You need a challenge. And through that challenge, there is suffering in the middle. So through the suffering and through the challenge, you get stronger. Out of that challenge, as soon as you pass that, you are stronger. Now you need an even harder challenge. Now you need even more suffering. So suffering is it's a word that the world says it's bad. They say that the road to hell feels like heaven. And the road to heaven feels like hell. Because it's straight and narrow. While everyone is partying, you're studying, you're reading the Bible. You're becoming a better man, a wiser man. You're not talking shit at the pub, getting drunk, wasting your money, and destroying your body with drugs, alcohol, and cigarettes. So a lot of people would look at me right now and say that I have a boring life. 99% of the people would look at me right now and say that I have a boring life. And trust me, that got me thinking so many times. Like, am I doing the wrong thing? Because the world's gonna make you think you're doing the wrong thing if you are focused on yourself, if you are suffering, and if you are building something that is based on God's wisdom or God's way. The world's gonna feel like you're doing something different, weird, that you're silly, that you're dumb, that you're crazy. They're gonna label you. Always did. They killed Jesus Christ, man. That's how weird he was. So being good, being nice, like Jesus was, it's not pleasing everybody. It's pleasing God. To please God, you need faith. For you to need faith, for you to have faith, you have to get a challenge. Otherwise, you don't need the faith. Why you need faith for if you're not going through anything that's challenging you? You don't need it. It's like, why you need to run, to train to run if you never run? You don't need it. Why you need energy if you don't spend energy? You don't need it. That's why you can tell that every successful person, every person that is high up there, not saying money, but physically, mentally, spiritually, they're constantly putting themselves in a challenge because it's hard and it's meant to be. It's the fire that's going to forge you. Think about this. You are going through a training phase. Don't worry. If you are doing something that 99% of the people are not doing, you're going to stand out. That's the only thing that can happen. You already are standing out. You're out of the majority, of the mediocrity. And if they want to come, it's okay. You go there, you don't be with them. You can be with them, but you're not one of them. And then you pull out people that wants to join your frequency, wants to join your purpose. You pull them out. You keep pulling them. And that's what you're here for, to elevate yourself and elevate others. Love yourself, love your neighbor as you love yourself, meaning elevate others like you elevate yourself. How come you're going to elevate others if you're not elevating yourself? How come you're going to love others if you're not loving yourself? You're destroying your temple, you're destroying yourself, you're using drugs, you're talking shit, you're gossiping, you're feeding your ego all the time. How are you going to help them? It seems like you're helping, but you're not. You're pleasing them by saying what they want to hear. You should tell them what they need. That's the truth. And if you cannot handle the truth, that means you're still a baby emotionally. You got to handle the truth. The truth hurts. But whatever hurts, it's suffering. Whatever it's suffering, it's trainment. It's challenging. It requires faith. And when you have faith, God is happy. You can tell when you see a man that's going through a challenge, that's going through suffering, he's a different man. He doesn't fuck around. He doesn't waste time. He doesn't judge people. He doesn't mock people. Because he's suffering right now, so he knows. And you don't know about him. That man is carrying a burden that he can become the best man of him that he can possibly become. But he knows it's hard. That road to heaven, it feels like hell. But guess what? You think when you die, it's over? It's not. Your soul is your soul. You can ask any old people right now, do you feel like you have this age? They would say no, because it's just the body becoming what it was before, dust. But the soul is like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't have that age. I don't have age. I don't age. I evolve, or I'm stagnant. But there is no stagnation in this universe. So you're just resisting what is natural. Prosperity equals growth. Equals prosperity, growth. If you are growing, you are prosper. And prosperity is natural. The plants, you plant the seed, it's natural to prosper, to grow. Natural. You're gonna have challenges. Yeah, rocks. All sort of that stuff. That's the story that Jesus said. And the story of the guy that was sowing some seeds. Some of them is gonna get in the environment. That's the environment. And let me tell you something. You build your environment, but you need to get out if you can. If you feel like your energy is dropping, you're losing your focus, you're out. You gotta get out of that environment right now. So if you're suffering, if you feel like you are alone and suffering, congratulations. Because if you are alone and suffering for something that is good, you're being forged in the fire. Not because you're hiding away or anything like that. And you are avoiding conflict. No, you should love conflict. You should love problems and solve problems. So wake up, look in the mirror and say, I love problems. Because that's who you are. You love problems. You're a problem solver. Look at the big problem that Jesus came and solved here. He solved the biggest problem of humanity. He didn't please everybody, but he solved the problem. He was focused on his mission. Died early? Yeah. But what about the eternal life? What about his soul? Why everybody keeps saying about him still? Have him as a friend. What the fuck is that? Because the soul never dies. Your spirit keeps going. Energy cannot be destroyed. When you die and your body becomes dirt, dust, it became a fertilizer. Something is going to feed from it. Your soul, your story, your legacy, it's going to keep going. And people, things, and everything is going to keep feeding from it. So that's the wake-up call for everybody. And if you are alone, if you are suffering right now, remember, if you go to Peter chapter 1, verse 7, if you are suffering, you've been forged into the fire. Chris Bumstead said, pressure is a privilege, because he understood that if you have pressure, you have a privilege. You're being leveling up. God is being building you, thicken your skin, building your character for you to become more bigger, for you to serve people. How can you serve? That's the question we should be asking. How can I serve? Oh, I don't know. Okay, I need to become more. I need experience. You need experience. You need to go through challenges. It's amazing when you see, when you are in this place that you're suffering right now, and when you meet somebody that is in the same way, you guys gonna have joy together. Why? Like attracts like. So the people that are not suffering, they attract the people that are not suffering. Go to the gym, it's suffering, but it builds your physique. Go to the pub and drink beer, it's not even a suffering, it's a pleasure. Think about this. The road to heaven feels like hell. This is because the society programmed us to feel that way, so you don't go that path. Wake up, dude. Wake the fuck up. They're lying to you. They're lying to us. They don't want you to wake up. No. And they don't want you to do this. They don't want you to serve people to start the video. And I'm telling you something, if you have something to say, if you feel like this is good, you should be doing that too, because that's your soul saying, I want that. I did this video because I love you. And if you love somebody, send this video to them so they can wake up. If you know somebody that is alone, lonely, and suffering, send this to them.